What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. Golden Hashira here. And today we are going to be reviewing the first chapter of Neru, Way of the Martial Artist. Now, if you all do enjoy this video, please don't forget to hit that like button and also subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop a new video. So, this is the manga series that I was talking about for a while that I wanted to cover, but what I was actually doing at the time was reading the few chapters that were already out, just to like make sure if I actually liked it or not. Like if I liked it or not. And I actually enjoy it, to be honest. It's not really like your typical Shonen Jump title, which I'm pretty much fine with, to be honest. So yeah, let's jump in. So the MC of this series spars with his grandfather, and he's amazed that he can still move around this good because of his age, and he wanted to be a martial artist just like him. So the MC's name is Neruma Isami, who was a junior high third year student, so this is like several years in the future. Suddenly his friend Otuko, no, not Otuko, Okuto Miki grabs him to direct him to a damsel in distress sort of situation, or so it seemed that way. So we see like a couple of punk students, or at least we thought they were punk students at the time, harass a female student. So Okuto um prompts Naruma to put his training to good use against the students. So Naruma kicks one of the students in the back of the head and grabs the bow shuriken from his hand. And he asks him if he was a ninja, because I mean, I'm pretty sure you typically wouldn't see a student with a bow shuriken. But yeah, I don't know. You'd probably be surprised because I'm pretty sure there's definitely some students with shurikens. A book fell from Naruma's bag and the girl took it and managed to run off with it, but she threw them off of her trail, and then the students ran after her, or at least where they thought she went. And Naruma follows behind the students to make sure that they don't cause like any more trouble. So the girl basically hid in like this little alley or whatever behind the AC unit reading through the journal. And Okuto talks with her and asks if she was okay, but it seemed like she was only interested in Naruma because of his fighting skills. And she asked if Naruma was a friend of his. So Okuto grabs the journal from her and tries to rush and find Naruma to return it to him. And then the girl gets back on, she gets on the back of the bike, and Okuto asks the girl if she drinks coffee, but she just says that she would love to hear more about Naruma. So I guess it was a yes, but for a different reason, so to speak. Naruma loses the two and wonders where they went, and he puts the bow shuriken in his bag, and that's when he noticed that his journal had been missing. So he literally strips down and looks around in the immediate vicinity to look for the journal. Meanwhile, at the cafe, Okuto tells the girl that Naruma lives in a place called Kuro Wadani, which is in the middle of nowhere with no neighbors, no gas, no electricity. So she recognizes where that is. And she looks through his journal once again, and Okuto says that Naruma calls that his picture book, which looked like a typical like manga book or whatever. The girl notices that it's a martial arts book, and Akudo remembers that Naruma's grandfather is a martial artist, stating that training is the only word he knows, or so it seems, because he's obsessed with wanting to train and spar with other martial artists. So Naruma continues to look around town for his picture book. The girl goes to Naruma's home with the picture book in hand, waiting for him to return. And she remembers that Akudo said that Naruma's grandfather left like he left on his own like 3 to 4 years ago. And sometimes Naruma would go off to look for him, but he would just end up getting lost. So Naruma's home sort of looked abandoned, and the girl discovers some masks on the wall along with a bunch of scribbles, as she called them. But not only the wall, but everywhere, like the rocks and just the ground in general. So Naruma throws the bow shuriken into a nearby tree and states that he can still train the same as ever, but he recalls how different he feels from his peers, and how he wants to spar and become more like his grandfather. So he seemed to be bored because he didn't have anyone to spar with. So he hears a voice in the distance and then he sees somebody wearing a mask, which originally he thought that the person who was hiding might have been his grandfather, but it actually wasn't. It was the girl from earlier. So he asked the girl what she was doing with his grandfather's mask. So she finally reveals her name is Akebi Haiba, and she shows him the picture book, and then she pulls out a katana and tells him an old legend about a young boy named Raihi or Raihe or something like that. And the Neruma wonders how she could know that story, and she tells him that someone told it to her, just as someone told Neruma the same story, which was his grandfather when he was younger. So Akabe, I'll say Akabe, Akabe throws a katana to Neruma so that they can spar against one another, and Akabe lunges towards him. Both move like really fast, but Akabe could move like faster than him than the Neruma, and it quickly reminded me of like a scene from Dragon Ball Z where it was a fight going on and you just see like multiple you would see like a bunch of flashing lights or whatever, which would indicate multiple strikes being thrown at the opponent or one another. So after Neruma dodges one of Akabe's attacks, she notices that the scribbles on the wall were actually his training lessons. And she nearly strikes him and says that he has a lot to learn. But he draws a new, well, after that actually, he draws a new stance upon a rock after the sparring session ended. And Akabe likes Naruma's motivation to learn more. And she says that she will put an end to his boredom. So 2 days later, students at the dojo that Akabe trained at wondered where Akabe was, like when she would show up, because previously she sent a letter by shooting an arrow near the dojo. So Akabe guides Neruma to the dojo, which was also known as the Amato High School of the 18 Martial Arts. So that's pretty much it for this chapter. Like this series, like back when I first read this chapter, obviously before the other two chapters released, man, I could see the promise in this series, but what I wanted to do at the time was at least read like a couple more chapters just to make sure like I really enjoyed it. And I was correct. Like it's been a blast so far. So here's to many more chapters. I know the fourth chapter releases this Sunday because it's been like a little hiatus because of the Olympics that's currently going on in Japan. So I want to try and record the other two chapters, and then hopefully I'll release like the second chapter before the fourth one, and then maybe, possibly not, but I don't know, maybe within like Sunday or Monday, then I'll try to release two videos on one day. Or actually, no, it might be more than that because then I forgot about the Red Hood. So yeah, I'm gonna have to try and navigate around that. So yeah, I hope you all have enjoyed this video, and if so, please don't forget to hit that like button and also subscribe, and don't forget to join the Discord. The link for that will be in the description below. And yeah, golden hashira out. I hope to see you all next time, and peace out. See you all later.